All right, guys, what's up? Another episode of Talking Ship here, where we go through old CrossFit videos and relive the glory days and all the things that inspired us to be in the position that we're at. And today, the wonderful Taylor Self is joining me. Train Sentinel, what's up, dude? How are you?
What's up? Good, man. Excited to be here.
Good. You told me you did something this morning that you want to chat about.
I did. So me and Bryson, typically what we have is specific to what I need to work on and what he needs to work on going into quarterfinals, and then potentially, hopefully for me, semifinals, some lifting. So like we've been doing snatch waves Monday, jerks Tuesday, squat cleans Wednesday, power snatch, power clean Friday, back squats Saturday. Been doing that for a couple weeks. Aside from that, we like each day, like the night before, we'll come up with like the workouts we're going to do the next day. And typically they're workouts testing for Sentinel, or workouts like, hey, we know we want to do this workout. If it goes well, if we, or if we like it, then we'll make that a Sentinel workout, whatever. Oftentimes it's a good bit of main site. Today we start with some conditioning. We were going to start with a 20-minute AMRAP of 15 cal echo, 21 calorie row. And then right before we were starting, I was like, we should just do that every 2 minutes. Like 15, 21 every 2 minutes for 10 sets. We did that. It was way harder than an AMRAP.
It always is.
Yeah, which was good. I wanted intensity. And then we went into the way we did our jerks this week was we did a 7-minute AMRAP, which is an accessory for 60 in a week, of 3 unbroken strict presses at 3/4 body weight. Modifying is half body weight, 1/3 body weight. So I did that at 145, and then rest 3 minutes, and then an EMOM of 1 push jerk on the minute. And then after that, we did this workout that we had both talked about, and this obliterated me. I just feel horrible. It's a 7-minute AMRAP of 5 burpee chest to bar pull-ups and 3 shoulder to overhead at 205. Rest 3 minutes. 7-minute AMRAP, 5 shoulder overhead 185, 3 burpee bar muscle up.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, the weight should have been 225 for the first one, because a 225 shoulder overhead is more like, if that's the difficult movement in that AMRAP, it's closer to the burpee bar muscle up.
Yeah.
But I'm getting a little bit of confidence back, like re-racking heavy weights after my knee surgery. After 205, 185 didn't really feel that different. So I think 225 would have been the move, but that workout was brutal. Like nowhere to hide, and both destroy your heart rate. Like shoulder to overhead explode the heart rate.
Oh yeah. That style of shit is exactly what I look for. Like I don't train like any competitive athlete at all. I'm like a one and done type of guy, but I always chase intensity, and I always and I modify weights all the time to make sure that I'm chasing intensity. So it's like all that shit's unbroken.
Yep.
I can do gymnastics, so I like to push higher skill gymnastics, but those type of workouts, like you were saying, I would do that once or maybe extend it out, make it slightly longer, because I'm only doing one. That's a beautiful combination of things. That's all you need in a day.
Right. We'll plan to do a little something later, but I've been having this thing recently where like after my morning session, like some of my shit will cramp up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I maybe drink more water, but tricep crampy, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to push on something, because there was some chatter this morning about you competing, but we're going to talk about that later in the show. So I'm going to get at you on that. But today we're going to go through some of your favorite old CrossFit videos. And from my perspective, they're not that old, but they are old in general, right? About 10 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
What did you pick today? And like, what about this stuff like fucking fires you up?
So are we going to do all 3?
We are. I guess let's do a little spoiler. So most of the stuff is going to be Froning stuff. So we're going to do a little, we're going to watch some Fantasyland. We're going to watch the main site WOD with deadlift to wall balls. And we're going to watch a little clip from the CrossFit games that was a favorite of yours. Yes, we're going to talk about those.
So Fantasy, like when I first started CrossFit, I have a super addictive personality. So I start something and I become so obsessed. And CrossFit is maybe not the first time, but like, this is the thing that I've become obsessed with, and it's stuck. And like, I can't lose interest. It's impossible for me to lose interest in it, at least to this point. I've been doing it 8-ish years now. So there are definitely people who've been doing it a lot longer, but for me, like sticking with something so obsessively for 8 years, I'm 28 now. is good. I don't think I'll lose interest.
But that's the thing, when you're obsessive about something and it's not just like a side hobby, there's a different level of progression in your coaching, your experience, your passion. All these things happen at different speeds. And so when you fully immerse yourself in something like you obviously have, it's just you emerge a different person on the other side versus someone who just adds CrossFit to their daily 1 hour a day. It's a big difference, massive difference.
So I like naturally, I just take to YouTube and look up everything possible on YouTube about CrossFit. Rich Froning. When I started, it was like the 2016 CrossFit Games on ESPN, them doing the Ranch Mini Chipper. I'm like, oh my God, I got to watch more of this. I didn't ever get to watch Rich live, but I'm like, in terms of athletes having content of them working out online, I would say probably him or Ben maybe have more than anyone. Just doing main site workouts for CrossFit or just Mayhem Monday, stuff like that. So I was like, I'm just going to obsess and watch so much of this. And my coach at the time was always at the affiliate I was at. She was like, you move like shit. You need to move better. That was what she would always tell me. She's like, you move like shit. And I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm athletic, but guess not. So I would watch. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to interrupt you because the one thing that stuck in my head when you brought these two movements up, especially with these two guys, is this is going to sound funny. It's very pleasing to watch them move through this range of motion, right?
Yes.
As opposed to people who move like shit, you can't get it's not as visually appealing. Whereas watching people move this good makes you believe that you're going to go in, do this, and move this good.
I know.
They make it look so fucking easy.
So easy. Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, James and Rich, or she gave me, her name was Sarah. She gave me athletes to watch. She was like, definitely watch Rich. He's the GOAT. Matt's a good mover. Watch Matt. Ben Smith, James Hobart. And I think through watching them, I actually felt like watching Spencer Hendel as well. He's a really good mover. So I would just start watching Rich videos, and Rich and James were training in the barn at that period in time, together on team. So they had all this content and I was just watching a ton of it. And Fantasyland was probably the first workout video I watched. And I'm like, oh, I got to do that workout. Takes them 14 minutes. Took me 30 minutes.
Do you want to start with Fantasyland?
We can start. No, let's start with this main site workout. Cause I've done this 5 times in different variations, but this was, I just thought the coolest thing. I grew up riding dirt bikes and 4-wheelers. Seeing him work out in his barn was just cool as shit. I'm like, damn, this is everything I want to be. And they just move beautifully and it's so simple.
Great comment. Absolutely.
Yes.
Their efficiency is what made them so good at the same time too. All right, let's fire this thing up. We'll get it rolling. We'll keep it low because I think we just got techno the whole time, so we can actually talk over this a bit as it's going.
I believe Sevon filmed this.
Oh, really? This is a Sevon track.
I think I asked him. I don't know. I feel like I remember asking him on the phone if he filmed this because I was doing it in a different variation and just telling him how much I love this video. The golf cart's right there. When I was a kid, I rolled my grandparents' golf cart and broke my cousin's arm. So we're already vibing right there.
There is something about doing workouts outside of the gym too, in the sun, throwing down, making it happen in your garage or a barn versus being in an affiliate. It is a completely different feel. And I don't know, there's so many feelings that happen that are kind of hard to describe but this is this just hits all the things.
And watching how easy I think in this video, they were going to 12 feet or 11 feet.
Yeah.
But how easy Rich makes it look. And then you're like, oh shit, James already dropped it once. He had a misstep. It's just just things like that. It's super cool. The freaking garage, that's crazy cool.
Do you think Hobart is just the luckiest dude ever to be able to have trained through this period with Rich, or do you think Rich carried him along, or do you think Hobart was holding his own and was a good partner for Rich?
I think, well, I don't think maybe I wouldn't use the word lucky. I would say there's a reason that Rich enjoyed being around James enough for them to work out like this, right? I feel like it, I don't know, to me, if I'm Rich, I'm not going to spend all these hours a day training with someone who I don't like, who isn't beneficial to be around, who isn't adding something. Whoa!
Oh man, what are you guys watching?
Jeez, dude. Jeez, I got my hands up, man. You caught me red-handed. I'm gonna blush, dude. I'm blushing now.
What, are you talking smack without me here? Like, what's going
dude.
on?
We're freaking.
We tried to talk smack, and we just appreciate it too much. We couldn't even get to smack talk. We've been silenced by your movement.
I look skinny though. That's
no,
stressful.
You don't, dude. You look
huge. Man, Jake is in that dog. Jake. Oh God, I loved that dog, man. Sorry, that's totally off topic.
No, this is why you're here, to tell us the off-topic shit. We've already watched this video 100 times. Anyone can go watch it without your commentary. So what the hell's going on here?
I just remember that poor dog. One time we did D-ball cleans. I feel like that's all we did. We pulled from the ground and we pressed overhead, and that was the recipe. One time we were doing D-ball cleans and Jake was behind me, the dog, and I didn't know it. I threw the D-ball over my shoulder and I turned around and he was splayed out like a turtle. I thought I killed Senior's favorite dog. But he lived on many years after that. This is awesome. Jeez, what's this, the 5-rounder? And what is the higher target?
Deadlift. Yeah, you guys were going to what? Was that 11 or 12?
I don't think it was 12 feet. That doesn't look like 12 feet. Maybe let's call it an 11. We'll round down. But I don't think we ever did wall balls to that target after that. Maybe we did, but unlikely. Oh man, this is good. Good little memories and vibes.
James, how did you get hooked up with Rich to get this opportunity? Because I feel like you were pretty successful in your own right in the Northeast before this, but Rich could have trained with anyone he wanted to pick. Why was it you? Let's put it that way.
I mean, why wouldn't it be me?
Well, fair enough.
How did we? Rich and I had started to make friends just through competing, but I think we started to get a closer friendship because I was working at Reebok a little bit at the time and helping their team with their I forgot what it was called, like athlete something management. But anyway, through the partnership with CrossFit and working with athletes, and I think we got a closer relationship through there. And when I was getting ready for the 2014 games, that's one that started with triple threes. I think I had just reached out and said, hey man, I want to train with you leading up to this games. And so I started going down there intermittently to train. And he started talking at that time about I'm going to retire from individual.
Way back then.
Blah, blah, blah. And of course, he said it and I was sort of like, no, you're not. Shut up. You're lying. But he kept kind of it would come up once in a while. And, then later that year after the 2014 games, Rich was like, when you coming down to start team training? Because I had sort of been like, yeah, let's do it. And I think I made up a funny tagline. I was like, let's get the king a ring, a team ring kind of thing. Because I feel like that was a tagline they used with LeBron James for a little while. But anyway, I didn't really believe it. And then he was like, when are you coming down to start training? And that was right before the requirement for the rules. You got to be in this one place certain amount of time to qualify for a team or participate with a team. And damn, I look shredded. That's good. I got to work out more. And so just basically drove my ass down there 19 hours pretty much straight and got into Mayhem. And all I wanted to do was sleep. I did nothing but drink caffeine for the last 19 hours and we were training. I was like, we're going to train. And some of the ladies were there and we just got to it. It was one of those things where I thought he was joking the whole time until he wasn't. It was really just our connection 2014. And man, it was a crazy thing to see. Cause I think having watched him compete and even when we were on team, I felt this way later into the team competing, but I was like, Rich is never going to lose. He should do individual forever. But
I didn't think that. Yeah. I mean, it seemed like it's impossible to lose.
Will you remember this? But looking at that concrete platform, it looks like you're squatting on a decline, where your heels are lower than your toes. Were you?
Oh, for sure we were.
So brutal.
There's so much I miss about that. And even now, if I work out with somebody, I want to be as close to them as possible. It's there's this nostalgia of being in the, why isn't it? Oh man. They didn't make compression sleeves small enough for me. That's why I'm not wearing them.
That's a shot at me. I always wear tights.
Austin Malleolo bought them all. They were out of stock.
Yeah, he did.
Austin. Yeah.
But I miss there was nothing perfect about the garage, and because of that, everything was perfect. It was hot. Those concrete floors right there that he's deadlifting on it was the slickest concrete in the world. And we would hand sand walk on them. Hewitt would fall. Rich would get too sweaty and almost fall. Like, I don't know. There was nothing perfect about the garage, but in that sense, it was like absolutely perfect for training. Cause being up at seniors, it was kind of like a little hideaway, but it was just like, it's hot. It was humid. It was miserable. The bars were rusty. It was the best and the worst place. No, that's probably, no, I think this was Heber.
Okay.
Because this is the documentary, right?
No, that's just the .com workout.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of .com workouts that are like in the same setting. I don't remember the other ones, but all right, we're gonna keep things rolling here with the most famous of all these.
And this one's your guys' fault because I have been doing CrossFit for like 5 months, and this video made me do this workout. Definitely didn't get the stimulus for sure.
I don't think I got the stimulus.
I was doing singles on the bar muscle ups.
Was this before or after the last one? This looks like earlier.
No, this was gosh, I would have to go back and look in terms of like when each of those happened. But I do remember what was like interesting about this is there was the team workout that sort of inspired this. And I think Rich had been talking about doing this, like you should do this workout as an individual, or maybe Heber brought it up, whatever. But we had finished an entire day of training. And I think Heber, the camera guys were getting ready to roll out. And they were like, hey, are you going to do this Fantasyland? And this was probably, I don't know, at night after dinner. And they were like, do you just want to go out in the garage and do it? And we were like, yeah, whatever. Like what is, add insult to injury? What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, man, it was great.
Rich's thrusters are just at this point in time. So, I mean, both of yours, but this is why I picked these videos. So when I started CrossFit, the owner of my affiliate she would always say, you move like shit, and would tell me to just go watch film of like people who moved well. I'm an obsessive guy. So, she was like, oh, go watch Rich. He's the GOAT. So this is how I found these videos, and just watching you guys move, I feel like is part of what shaped the, slight abilities that I have.
I mean, that basically happened to me too. Without videos, I got the pleasure of attending the CrossFit weightlifting seminar in Boston with James, and James was wearing like slippers the whole time, snatching. And I think that was the only feedback he received from the coach was, why do you have those Jesus sandals on or something like that while he was snatching? And I just stood there like could barely get the bar over my head, no overhead position, no bottom of the squat position. It was like, who is this fucking guy? Wouldn't ask, but just like killing it.
It's the cankles. Yeah. It's interesting how popular this video was, because I think for us it was just another one of our stupid fitness ideas, and I can't get over that we're just constantly readjusting our belts. It's just like that's such a funny 2014 2015 thing. But how many people, like, I still get references to this today. Hey, just watch you do Fantasyland. When are you going to do another Fantasyland video? Like, never.
Yeah, I'm not doing it ever again.
Come on, Taylor, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, God, man, I meant to say this. I don't know if I DM'd you. I probably didn't, but you smashed can I swear on this podcast? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
You smashed the balls out of those open workouts, dude.
Thanks.
What a pleasure to watch, just to see that, because you think about it in your head, like I did it and I'm, a little washed up, but I think to myself, ooh, this is how fast this could be done.
Right.
And then I saw you do that, both of those workouts, and I was like, okay, I was way off in my estimates. You annihilated them. But that's how I learned too, is video. Mm-hmm. I mean, Pat Barber, when I met Pat Barber, like I was like that was my and Boz. That was my CrossFit starstruck, because those guys had taught me almost everything I knew about CrossFit up until I went to my level 1. So
that's crazy.
We got a thanks for the swear warning, James, because he dropped the word balls.
They did the someone put an over under on how many times I would use the F word, and I can tell you I'm 100% under.
You're way under so far.
Yeah.
Way under.
12 was the number.
Well done.
All right.
Well done.
115 here.
Shit, I had another question, and then it just slipped my mind as I was reading through the comments. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I have a question. So, James, you are going to have to send me your favorite old media things, because I remember. Were you in the Again Faster versus Rogue team throwdown.
Yeah.
You were at that too.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So we did a little clip on that on one of my like very first shows. But your original shit, whether it's with Pat Barber, Boz, whoever, like send me some links to stuff because down the road I want to have you on for your own episode to go through the real old shit. So
oh man,
all
there are going to
stuff
be some goofy ones in there.
That's
yeah,
what I want.
I mean, I also remember the first video I saw because I found CrossFit, right? Like that's everybody says, like I found CrossFit. I found CrossFit, and then I was kind of not sold on it. And then I saw a video of Greg Amundsen doing heavy Fran, and he looks like a action figure.
Yep.
And I was like, I want to be that guy. If CrossFit can make me that guy, like I'm in. And that's the video that I committed. I saw that video. I'll never forget that.
Was that at the first HQ?
Yeah, I think that is where they shot that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was in Santa Cruz. But it blew my mind.
Gosh, Rich is what? Is he like freaking 210 pounds here? Sheesh.
Yeah. Yeah, because this was 2014, right?
He was huge that year, I feel like.
Yeah. 2012, whatever year, there was that weird workout, not weird, it was cool at regionals. And it basically had like a bunch of shoulder to overhead front squats and then back squats, and the bar weight changed. Whatever that year was, Rich was yoked. It's when he was wearing those Oakley shorts. Yeah, definitely
immaculate titty.
He has the filet mignon of chest. No, that's why I keep my shirt on, man. I got a bird chest, so I'm just hiding it.
Well, when you do your overhead stuff, you get that good pec flex going though. So, but yeah, this would have been a good one for that.
I'm gonna get a spray tan for quarterfinals, and people are gonna think I'm rich. That's all it's missing is just the skin tone, you know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wash the camera out.
Absolutely, and that's the only difference between you guys for sure.
That's it. Spray tan, and I'm the 4-time champ.
Boom, you're in, and then all the team champs too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I think what else was funny about this time of our training was we would get messages or videos, and I was working on seminar staff very regularly at this point, and people during weekends would be like, hey, how are you guys fitting everything you do? Because Rich posted a lot on Instagram, and they'd be like, how are you fitting everything you do in an hour? And I was like, wait, what do you mean? And they're like, yeah, how do you do all the stuff you do in an hour? And I looked at one kid, and I was like, if you can do everything that we do in an hour, you'll win the games for the rest of your life, like hands down.
Or break.
But it was interesting seeing how much CrossFit changed at this time from a training perspective, right? Because it was like you saw the Khalipa, Rich, Holmberg even, and then Julie Fouché was doing insane volume. Like when she would come down and work out, like everybody run and hide.
Hyperfit, she was following, right? With Doug. And that was like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Because I know China Cho was following that for the longest time too. So she'd like show me the back end of all that stuff. That was crazy volume. Insane. Yeah.
Insane. And like she would come down and train, and she'd be like, oh, I'm going to do Mannion, right? Which is what? It's like the 7 rounds
29
back squats.
Oh, yeah.
400 meter. And then she would do other stuff after that. And I was like, yeah, cool. I'm going to go have a chili cheese dog. Good luck.
Mannion. That's a freaking terrible training workout. Oh my gosh. That's like one of Andy's favorite workouts. It's like, hey, 4th of July, I'm doing Mannion. I'm like, well, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, literally. There's some hero workouts that aren't that well known if you go digging through stuff that are freaking wild. Like
brutal.
I don't even know what the purpose or stimulus is, but good luck to you.
Robbie's one I came across, and I don't know when I was talking about it last on our show. I programmed it as an accessory work, but it's a 25-minute AMRAP of 8 freestanding handstand push-ups, 1 L-sit rope climb, which is,
which all of us can do.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, come on, man.
Yes.
Yeah, there's another one. I love Murph and getting ready for Murph because I know that's coming up. But man, there are some hero workouts out there that I'm like, you're missing out on both programming greatness and insanity with skipping over a lot of the other hero workouts and obviously the stories too.
What's the one with like I don't know if it's like 6 miles of running and burpee pull-ups? What is it?
Sphere maybe? Is that there's one that's like a no, that's
longer than that. It's like
it's a 10-mile run.
10 miles, yeah.
And 150 burpee pull-ups or something.
Hey,
Clovis.
Right. Hey, I have a question, James. Sorry. that version of Cash, Alwyn Cash, that you and Maliolo tested. Did that ever? I've done that twice, and I love that workout.
With the bear crawls?
Yes. Amazing workout. Dude,
Wait,
I love
what
that
is
workout.
this?
It's 1 mile run with a vest, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is, if my memory serves correct, for time with a vest, 1 mile run, 400-meter bear crawl, 100 burpees, 400-meter bear crawl, 1 mile run.
I think that's pretty close. The bear crawl might go down to but yeah, I think I'd have to look. I think that's pretty close. And you're bear crawling with a vest, which turns out it's even harder than you think it is.
It's
like,
so
I bet.
you're like, oh, it won't be that bad. And then you get about 10 steps in and you're like, oh yeah, okay, this sucks 1,000 times worse.
Does that just blow up your back, like your low back? Like
everything hurt. Yeah. Your hands, your shoulders are smoked from the burpee and holding the vest. Yeah, I like, silly fitness tricks are always good, but yeah, I can't believe you've done that twice.
Yeah, good workout. Well, when I hurt my knee, I'm like, well, shit, there's only 5 things I can do with intensity, and burpees and bear crawls were 2 of those 5 things.
That explains, not only explains
the
it, but that
burpee
explains
workout.
That first open workout. Yeah,
it does, to be honest.
Seriously. All right.
Oh yeah, Rich is on the final
round.
one.
Yeah, last round.
I was doing.
Look at that! Look at that little rest pose at the top. That's the stuff they don't like feet on the wall, leaning over the bar. Gosh, nice. That's a fitness hack.
Oh, I like feet that. On the wall. I've never seen that before.
Like Superman.
Wow.
Oh man.
I wouldn't have been able to do bar muscle ups on those bars. They're too close to the wall. It would have scared me.
Yeah, they were just, the right amount. I don't know how tall. I don't remember how tall you are. I feel like everyone's taller than me. But they were just the right amount away from the wall.
Oh yeah, he's actually coming really. Maybe it's just
I would have had no balls to do him there. I'm like, yeah, guys, I can't do this workout.
Yeah, I think I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, it took a while to get used to him down there. I remember that. I got a buddy I train, and we have the same setup, or used to have the same setup at my old house. And he's tall. Cam's probably over 6 feet tall, and he did a bar muscle up and slammed his back against the wall and ripped him right off the pull-up bar. It was awesome.
Oh my god!
So yeah,
I think Colorado.
Love it. Nice. Yeah, love Colorado. Love the affiliate I train at, CrossFit Mafia. Actually, the affiliate community out here in general is awesome. The weather's easy. Yeah, no complaints so far. Miss the ocean for sure, but yeah, love Colorado. Absolutely.
All right, James,
and the humidity, lack of humidity is not bad. What was that? Sorry.
You want to stick around for the last video?
It's a good one. You love it.
I got time. I think. What is it?
I'll have to show you. You're not in it, but it's a classic moment. We only got about 10 minutes left of the show, so we'll go over that video. Keep these things quick and painless for everybody. As I try to find it and pull it up here. Let's see. Boom. Okay. That guy looks ferocious.
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing paint on his body. That's how tight his shirt is. It's just skin paint. This is an awesome workout too.
It is.
Were the ropes thicker than normal in this workout?
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We had one at the gym. Andy had one, for Spencer. So Andy had this thick ass rope. And what's hilarious is whenever we did rope climbs in class, he would always use that rope because his hands are like he could palm a beach ball. Like,
fingers.
He's like, oh, it's my rope. I got to use my rope. So funny.
Froning always was after the 2011 or 2010 rope debacle. He attacked ropes after that.
Those are like 20. That's like a 20-foot climb.
Oh yeah.
I would say that was one of the best parts of the games. Was anything that was rig related, muscle up, rope climb was always so fun there because of like the scale of it. Like, yeah, it was so cool.
I did. We have those 25-foot ropes at our gym at Charlotte. So I was doing them the other day, 25-foot rope climbs, and coming down, if you have the right foot clamp, is so much fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you forget how much that extra 5 feet, well, in some cases, a lot of gyms 15, 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're coming out of the sky like a meteorite.
All right, here it is.
Grabs Matt's chalk. That's for me, brother. And I'm going to ruin it. Not even put it down. Just crush it all up.
That is
legendary move.
So epic. Has he been interviewed about that since then?
I don't Probably. Know, Where's he going?
Where's he going? Gosh, look at that narrow grip too. Jeez, and the behind, the old hyperextension of the spine. Make sure my shoulders dislocate a little bit. Throw the bar behind me. Classic. If only he would have had that block of chalk, dude, he might have won.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy seeing how much bigger Matt got, like in his, when he would go on to win. Like, he's still pretty jacked here, but like, dude was like a fire hydrant in the 20, whatever,
18,
years
19,
to come.
20.
Yeah.
Well, I think he just was interviewed the other day or whatever. He was on that show that people keep clipping up about him. And he was saying he added like 20 or 30 pounds of muscle or something in like some short amount of time. There's a clip about it. Like how much
was
muscle
he eating?
I don't know. Whatever he wanted, I suppose.
Beef and steroids? Oh my God, dude. Okay, I'm not making any allegations.
No.
I will say that chalk moment is probably what he's talking about when he said the games team tried to fuck him over. That's really what he means.
You think?
Oh,
sorry to put you guys out on the spot here. This is all from me. They don't have any opinions on this. I'm the one who'll speak loudly.
I mean, I have an opinion on it. I don't think there's any chance ever that someone like Dave or the whole team would ever do something with one person in mind. I think what he said was exactly accurate. There's nothing to gain by doing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it would never happen. Like, you'd have to see like what would someone's intention be? What would someone gain from doing something like that? And it's only a loss. So,
and here's the other thing. It's weird hearing it come from Matt, because it's like he's overinflated his sense of self-importance while also underestimating what he's good at. Like, dude, you weren't really bad at anything. What were they going to do that was going to stop you from winning? Nothing.
I don't even know what they could program back then that would have stopped him. I can't even think of anything.
Fucking snowboarding, maybe. I don't know, dude, but he would probably be great at that too. I don't know.
Within 1 year,
I think he was actually a really good skier, like maybe snowboard or something like that. Like, I think he was good at that ttoo.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just thought that was like a cool competitive moment to like for me to go back and watch after, I started CrossFit in like 2016, 2017, where the whole beef is like, oh, who would have won, Rich or Matt, if Rich would have kept going, like, and so just that moment was like, damn, that's cool.
That is. James, someone's putting you on the spot. Are you an HQ shill? I don't know if that means you work for HQ or if you are paid to push something you don't believe in or something, or what they're inferring.
I got to look up shill. An accomplice of a hawker, gambler, or swindler who acts as an enthusiastic customer to entice or encourage others. A person who pretends to give an impartial endorsement of something which they themselves have interest.
That's the definition, that back half. Yeah, I think that's what.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it. I'm an HQ shill. I still work at CrossFit HQ, both for I guess HQ as well as the seminar staff team. So both. Yeah, and I am very enthusiastic about it. I just. I'll say that I don't think it's appropriate to air internal dirty laundry elsewhere. If I have, I don't know, disagreements with everybody in the company, that's for us to fill inside the walls of the company, and everyone else can just speculate.
That's admirable.
Fair. Yeah, that's
okay with that.
Professional. I think that's how it should be, no matter what your company is, honestly.
Yeah,
it's funny because like I, in recent year, I would say, have become an unintentional HQ shill because I've been tired of taking the negative route or the like putting everything under the microscope route and breaking things down further than they need to. And my brain has decided that it's going to completely simplify the process. And I've like come to this like epiphany that I'm totally good with and totally good with supporting most things, regardless if people want to make this private equity argument or whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm like still so behind CrossFit and the good name. And until they do something that makes me not love CrossFit anymore, I'm just going to support CrossFit and do that. But I also like Taylor's stance on things where he is willing to put things under a microscope more and shit on things, because I think he does it in a way that he has knowledge behind it. He's not a random commenter on a fucking Instagram post or a YouTube thing saying this is stupid, this is shit. You have very good reason to point things out. Do you not?
Yeah, I do. I think I do. I think that's the key here is I think that I have good reason. And so when I think I have a valiant argument or a like righteous standpoint to say that I know better, I'm really adamant about it. And I'll be the first one to say I could be completely wrong because I don't have the whole perspective, but I do enjoy voicing my opinions enthusiastically. So I do that, but also I will say this, and I think anyone who knows me knows this, you know, we talked about at the beginning of the show, like I'm obsessed with CrossFit and I love it so much. It's changed my life. Like, you know, James did my level 1. There's another guy there named Doug. I forget the third dude. He was Italian, shorter, but he was like, you know, just so much passion and love for it. I remember trying to work out with them at lunch. They're like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to ask the people if I can work out on my own in the corner. So just, you know, I love CrossFit. So I'll never, I can't find it anywhere in my soul or heart to bash the methodology. Only like, maybe people's interpretations of it.
Yeah, you know, and I'll say this too. It's cool hearing those perspectives. I don't always like how specific individuals or, you know, colleagues, friends are targeted. But I will say this: even if minutia is being critiqued, I think that's a good sign. Like, I don't know if there's anybody out there talking about orange theory. You know,
Fuck no.
Oh well, they program the dumbbell But the fact that we're so concerned about every single detail of CrossFit and what HQ does and affiliates do and the games does, like in a way, I sort of feel like that's a good thing. If people care that much, like
that's the key, right? Like
we're you know,
yeah, the three of us are sitting here and we'll have opposite perspectives and like about everything in every scope of CrossFit, but like we fucking all love it so much that that we're here chatting about it.
Look at Matt in the comments. I'm never critical of HQ.
Yeah, I just pulled him up. Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't see that. That's hilarious.
Wrong one. Where'd he go?
Yeah. There's a lot to that, I think, James, because, you know, if we weren't talking about the minutia and there were like bigger things we were concerned with, it's not like we're arguing, does CrossFit work? We believe CrossFit works so much. Yeah, we just love it. And anytime you love something, as I'm sure, you know, any rational and emotionally healthy being understands, is, you know, you're hardest and harshest on the things that you love and the people that you love.
Wow, I didn't expect
this
that
took
from
a
you.
this took a turn
that
I didn't expect.
Same. I don't. I'm that comment. CrossFit.
I'm a social work major, guys. So if you need any therapy,
CrossFit just really stirred this conversation up in a way I didn't expect. But yeah, I would say I'm cool to end it there. A nice little 37-minute show. We got some old Froning and Hobart videos in. James, thanks for hopping on with us on short notice.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Taylor,
nice to see both of you.
Yeah, Taylor, when are we doing our show with Pedro again?
Oh, wow. I got to text him about that, but
yeah,
we need to.
We need to have a second show. The first one didn't end so well. So, yeah, got to clean that up. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We'll be back probably later this week with another show. I don't even have a guest scheduled, so it'll be a surprise. Okay, bye.
Thank you, guys.